Hey, everybody, welcome to Squad Pod Sports. I'm Wyatt, of course, joined by Vern as always. Today, we're going to be talking about Malcolm Jenkins retiring. Going to be talking about the Washington Commanders getting investigated by Congress and all these findings. Dan Snyder could be out of there. Is Tiger Woods back? Is he going to win the Masters?
I hope so, man. This is huge news for me. I'm so excited.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about all that. Make sure to stay tuned to the end of the episode. We'll be getting to our bias bubble and the crazy sports stat back to the podcast. Right off the bat, I know we mentioned it here. Malcolm Jenkins, two-time Super Bowl champion, three-time Pro Bowler, has called it a career.
An amazing
after 13
career.
years.
13 seasons in the NFL. Some great years with the Philadelphia Eagles. Some great years with the New Orleans Saints.
Wearing his jersey tonight because he had to retire. I had to bust it out.
I should have worn a Buckeye jersey, because, the old Malcolm Jenkins.
Old Malcolm Jenkins.
Respect.
Yeah, man. I always wish that he wouldn't have left Philly, man.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because after 13 years, the last couple seasons, and he was in Philly, I think he was there for 5 years or 6 years. He didn't miss a game.
Yeah.
As a safety, that's crazy.
Like an Iron Man. And like you're saying, as a safety even, who you're out there laying down hits all the time or getting run over by tight ends, things like that. Yeah. So it's amazing. He had a great career. I'm glad he ended up getting a Super Bowl in New Orleans, right?
Yeah, he got a Super Bowl in New Orleans first.
Right.
Then came to Philly. Yeah, won a Super Bowl with us, stayed a couple years, and then he ended up going back to New Orleans and retired.
So
I'm guessing he's retiring as a Saint. So
yeah,
I mean, it's good for him though. He had a great career.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And he's going to be one of those players remembered as one of the great safeties in the game, up there. I mean, he's not quite like a Troy Polamalu or Ed Reed type of player, but he's still great. He's going to be a legend. I could see him getting into the Hall of Fame, but we'll see. We'll see in the next couple
I could see that as well because he was always like an anchor or a leader of a defense wherever he was. He may not have been that dude that was like ball hawking and getting but he was always that leader that the defense was built around, that rallied around.
The president of the Players Association for a little bit.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
So he had his hands all over the league. So he's definitely
he's well respected.
He's done a lot for the league. So he's absolutely a well respected player.
We can't talk about Malcolm Jenkins without not only talking about on the field, but off the field. He has been such a leader, just within all these different communities and charitable organizations. He's helped out not only in New Orleans, but he still has foundations within Philly as well. Yeah. And he's really paved the way for, players to do that kind of thing. And the Walter Payton Man of the Year award and stuff.
Yep. I was going to say, didn't he win that at least once?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
With all the things he was doing off the field. But man, a great career. I'm sure he's not done with football. He's probably going to be around in some fashion in the game still, in the league at least.
I could see him getting involved in maybe not politics, but being involved with something like that, getting into, he's always been vocal on his views, not only within the league, but outside the league as well. So it's going to be awesome to see him continue that going forward, what he can do.
Yeah, absolutely. But congratulations to him retiring a great career. Like we said, two-time champ Malcolm Jenkins. Even as somebody, he was never a Patriot. I loved Malcolm Jenkins just because he was a Buckeye. Keep an eye on him the whole time. It was awesome.
Yeah. But moving on in the NFL, we do have some news here. Patrick Peterson, cornerback, is returning to the Minnesota Vikings. It was kind of speculated that he was going to go elsewhere, but all in all, he decided to come back.
And he's an aging corner, but he's still Patrick Peterson, I think. So we'll see.
Yeah, I would have been cool with bringing him in.
Yeah, exactly. That would have been a cool player to add to any defense, really. So, like I said, he is aging. We'll see how he can do staying healthy, but that's still a great piece to have on the defense there.
Yeah, and huge news within the NFL. Bruce Arians decided to retire as a head coach all of a sudden.
I'm stepping down. I'm going to step down.
Stepping down.
Sorry, Tom. Todd, he's pretty good. I'm going to let him go ahead and do his thing.
Yeah.
So I'm super
Todd
happy
Bowles
about this.
Is now going to be the head coach going forward. They've voided his contract he was on before, and they gave him a new 5-year deal as a head coach.
Yep.
And I guess Bruce Arians was saying that he wanted to do this while the team is doing well. He didn't want to just give the team over to somebody during a rebuild.
Yeah.
He wanted somebody, carry on with the success. it's just odd because this kind of went in and, partnered with all those rumors about Tom and him not getting along.
Yeah.
And it was like, did Brady coming back out of retirement kind of push Bruce Arians to do this? Bruce Arians says, no, this wasn't the reason. But it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, because I could see Tampa and Bruce Arians still having a good relationship, and Tom and Tampa having a good relationship. So the best solution for this is take Bruce Arians off the field, put him in the front office. You still got him there. He's still probably going to be in charge of a good amount of things. But now you have Todd Bowles as the head coach. New deal. You got Tom Brady there. He's all happy. He's got his wide receivers back. We'll see about Gronk, but
we'll see about Gronk.
I think they're just as good a position as they were last year. Obviously they're losing pieces as they go, as every team does from their Super Bowl run. But still, I think it's going to be fine for them.
And now this begs the question, since Bruce Arians is in the front office here now, and Todd Bowles is a new head coach, got a 5-year new deal. Tom Brady's out of retirement. Is Tom Brady playing 5 more years? He's got a head coach he knows and he's game planned with the past couple years.
At this point,
what's stopping him from just playing for 5 more years now?
No one's gonna believe anything out of Tom Brady's mouth until he ends up dead. You know what I mean? How people still say oh, Brett Favre could still play. Brett Favre come out of retirement. People still joke about that. When Tom Brady's 60 years old, they're gonna be joking about him coming out of retirement. So I'm
not gonna believe he's retired until game 1 of a new season and he's not on a team.
I'm not gonna believe it then, because I can this
he can come back in the middle of a season.
He's liable to come back week 6 for some team that needs a quarterback. For
someone get hurt.
We seen it with Josh McCown. Wasn't he coaching his high school son's high school team, and then you need a coach, a quarterback. All right, I'm coming in. Send me a playbook. True. I'm not believing Tom Brady's done until I see him with a walker. That's when I believe Tom Brady will be done. He could be retired for 3 years, and I'd be like, I don't know. I saw a video he posted on Instagram the other day with him and Gronk out there.
MJ did it. Tom can do it.
It's just crazy, man. And to be realistic, I don't think he plays more than 3 or 4 more years. But that's still wild to me. If he's in the NFL at 48, that's going to be outlandish.
I think all these moves definitely mean he's staying at least for another year after this year.
Yeah.
Because it seemed like all these players that were on the Bucs that are returning are signing at least 2-year deals. So it seems like they're all coming back and kind of committing for another run or two.
We've talked about this in the past about how deals can look one way but really be.
That's true.
So a 2-year deal could stretch the money out, get a little guaranteed money, throw some incentives in there, but
make some
get the full
room.
deal. Yeah, so it's interesting when it comes to the contracts, but I could definitely see Brady playing more than just this year.
Yeah, for sure. And just like what you were talking about leads us to the next one here. Former Seahawks Pro Bowl linebacker Bobby Wagner signed a 5-year $50 million deal worth up to $65 million with the Rams.
Yeah.
And the Rams don't believe in picks, and they don't believe in cap. They don't care. They don't care.
They don't care
at all.
They're like, you know what? Spend it. You know what? Send it. That's all. That's their motto.
Doesn't matter.
Spend it or send it.
They want how much? Give it to them.
Give it to. Oh, we got that. You see this? You see this? This is what we that just bought. Okay, they don't care. But can you blame them?
Get us Bobby Wagner. Doesn't matter.
At this point, everybody was calling him crazy. It's like, oh, we're crazy, huh? What about this Super Bowl? Okay, Aaron Donald coming back. Okay, you lost Von Miller, but still, he wasn't a vital piece to the Rams organization. He just really helped this year. But I don't know.
Yeah,
it's just interesting how they swung for the fences and it happened. Congratulations to them Rams, but
I don't think they're done yet either, man. I mean, they made some decent moves here, even after winning a Super Bowl, and I can see them running it back somehow.
Exactly.
Running into them Tampa Bay Buccaneers, maybe. May not have the Gronkaneers.
Yeah, it'll be changed. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, just going to call them.
It's not going to be Green Bay, I don't think.
Nah, Green Bay is on a retool, we'll say.
Retool, not a rebuild. A retool. But Aaron Rodgers wouldn't be back if it was a rebuild.
I think that Bobby Wagner deal is not really truly a 5-year like you were alluding to there, but it's crazy. It's a good depth piece on that defense. It's a good pickup for him.
Yeah. Antonio Brown is in the news once again.
Oh yeah, I didn't see this.
he is quoted as saying, "I need to get my ankle fixed, but I just want to make sure I got an obligation or a commitment from a team." It's
That's
a lot
right.
for a guy to go do a surgery without an idea where he's going to work or who you going to work for. Which I don't play in the NFL, but this doesn't make any damn sense to me at all.
He's like, "What do you mean you don't want to fix your ankle until you got a job? Like, wouldn't you want to fix your ankle even if you didn't have a job? You know, like, right. You want to fix your ankle.
You're just walking around on a hurt ankle all the time. You're like,
And wouldn't fixing your ankle make you more appealing to an NFL team? Right? Does this make sense?
Imagine, you have your little, your blow up with the Buccaneers, and that was before the playoffs, right?
Yeah. Well, that was it was right before the playoffs.
It was right before the playoffs. It was at the end of the season. So he had all that time before the season even ended. He could have had that surgery.
Yeah, and still to this point,
he could have been healed by now. But I don't think any team is going to want to commit to a wide receiver that's going to need ankle surgery and then sit out probably through training camp, or OTAs, maybe into the season after recovering from surgery. Who knows? It baffles me at this point.
And it's sad because it's like such a crazy talent. AB was the man. If he played right now, he would be still the man. Even it's kind of sad, man. Just seeing him go from as good as he was to what he's going
it's
through
always
now.
Something now, man. It's like every time you see AB in the news now, it's like, what's going on, man? What'd he say now? Or what'd he do?
What'd he do now?
What do you do now? But I don't, unless the team real desperate, I don't see him getting signed.
Yeah,
right now.
I would love to have him on my team. Like, don't get me wrong, not like maybe in real life. I'm talking more like maybe Madden. I would love to have Antonio Brown on my team.
I don't know if I want him on the Eagles. I'm all right.
As I was saying that, I was thinking about everything else that comes with him. But like, the player I would love to have, but you just can't take a risk on everything else that comes with him right now. Not on his sixth team or fifth team or whatever it is.
And like 3 years, 4 years, something like that. Smaller news here. Falcons signed former Lions safety Dean Marlowe to a 1-year deal.
Okay.
Pretty incredible news here. Hall of Fame wide receiver Terrell Owens is coming out of retirement at 48.
What?
Not to the NFL, but he is joining the new fan-controlled football league. That's going to be starting up here. But he's in great shape, and he said he can still play at a high level, and he's going to be playing wide receiver for him.
Interesting.
One of the teams within that new league.
Fan-controlled football league?
Yeah.
What?
It's like a new league that's starting up, I guess.
I haven't heard of this. Like, do you know anything about it?
I haven't looked too deep into it, but from what I understand is it's completely controlled by the fans. Like, I don't know how it's done. Like, I don't know if it's through apps or like how it's controlled.
Like they pick the play? Like they pick each play or something? Or they pick
I think so.
That'd be crazy. That'd be so interesting. There would never be any punts. You would never. They'd be playing that like game like Madden. So it'd probably be a vote system. Out of these 4 plays.
Football, it's a professional indoor football league created in 2017. All games are played at Pullman Sports in Atlanta, Georgia, and they're actually broadcast on Twitch, NBCLX, and Peacock.
I didn't even know about this. Interesting. But it's going to be cool to see Terrell Owens out there in one of these games. They're going to start bringing some star power, even if it's a 48-year-old Terrell Owens.
And you were absolutely right too. It says it lets fans vote for plays in real time that coaches then call on the field during games.
That's incredible. Why am I just not learning about this? I should have been watching this forever.
It says player rosters will also be determined through a weekly draft by fans. In the preseason, fans will also vote for team branding decisions such as name, logo, and jersey design.
So it's straight fan vote league.
Fan controlled, man.
Wow, that's interesting. I feel like that could really get some traction.
It's super interesting, and T.O. gonna be in there at 48. This dude,
maybe Reggie Bush will end up in there. So like we're gonna start seeing some
of these. Like it'll be kind of like the big 3.
Yep. That's exactly what I was gonna say. Kind of like the big 3 for
Calvin
the NBA.
Johnson.
Calvin Johnson come and play it here. Just that'd be awesome. That's really
Mike
cool.
Vick or something. Who knows?
I gotta look into this.
And the Washington Commanders. I keep wanting to call them the Washington football team all the time now. I'm used to it.
Yeah,
but the Washington Commanders. To be more specific, Dan Snyder is in a lot of trouble.
Dan Snyder is in more than a lot of trouble, man. This dude is going through it.
Congress apparently is expanding its investigation into the Commanders after receiving info that the team owner Dan Snyder kept 2 books to paint different pictures of the team finances. And they actually have some more information. I actually saw a couple things about that. They received information that alleges the Commanders used a scheme to hold back ticket revenue that is required to be shared with other teams. Under league rules, teams must share 40% of net ticket revenue to the NFL, which disperses the funds.
So they've been holding back profits from the 31 other franchises.
Yeah. And they've been cooking the books, it seems.
To make it look like they're not.
Yeah. And
interesting.
As of today, I saw they released a statement saying that like all these stories are completely fabricated and everything's false.
Oh yeah. Was all the other stuff the last 3-4 years all false too?
Right.
Or are we still dealing with
the other stuff they're still getting investigated for, mind you?
Yeah. Oh man, he's got
this is like the most sleazy run team in the league. I feel, man,
the most sleazy franchise in sports history. Funny
because the statement was like the Washington Commanders have never been involved with like all these rumors. And it's funny because like the first couple comments is like, yeah, the Commanders may not have been, but the Redskins, the Washington football team, they might have been.
They might have been. Just like I saw something. It was talking about how his wife now runs the football team pretty much, and how her name was like left out of all of this stuff.
She was the one that was at these league meetings that happened here the past week or so. She was the one representing the team and everything. She's been running everything for good reason.
She's trying to turn it all around because Dan Snyder is going to lose the team.
Yeah, and it's at the point now where it's looking like the NFL may just expel him from the league. Dunzo.
Why not?
And who knows?
And it comes down to like, yeah, you've been doing all this bad stuff, but at the end of the day, we know money makes the world go round. So once you start messing with pockets, that's when the NFL is going to give you the boot. You can't be messing with our pockets. So like, especially because the other NFL owners are going to be wanting him out too. Like if they're holding money, get him out of here. Let's get someone else in here.
Yeah.
Get Bezos in here or something. Whoever wants to buy Washington. But
this ain't all about football in this league, man. It's about the green. It's about that money.
30% about football, if we want to be real. More like 30% football, 70% money.
Dallas is one of the most profitable teams in the league, and they haven't done anything in 20 plus years, man.
Exactly.
Like that says it.
That should tell you everything you need to know right there.
Yeah, they're worth the most. One of the top teams in the league.
Almost $2 billion, or a little bit over $2 billion.
Yeah,
they don't do nothing.
Outrageous. They do nothing. But going into other news here, the Bucs agreed to terms with running back Giovanni Bernard on a 1-year deal. He's coming back. Everybody coming back is Tom Brady. Now they just waiting on Gronk, who's apparently 50-50 on it.
Okay.
And he says that if he's coming back, he's definitely playing for the Bucs.
Yeah, so he's not going to go to Buffalo like
as
we
of
thought.
Right now, he's just I forget what the actual statement was. It was like he's just not in love with football right now, or it's just not in his mind at the moment.
He's just chilling, especially after so many years of it and getting beat up.
He's not ready to commit to the game of football.
He already retired once, so Gronk's just chilling, enjoying what Gronk wants to do, and he'll make his decision within the next couple weeks to months. Who knows?
Who knows? Maybe it'll be a training camp. Maybe, like before training camp or right in the OTAs. All right, Gronk, come back.
Maybe Tom and Todd Bowles have already had a conversation about it, where they're like, okay, how long are we going to give Gronk before we have to make a decision on him?
We need to get a tight end.
And they're like, and Tom's just like, all right. He calls Gronk then, and he's just, Gronk, I need you back next year, but you can have me and Todd talked. You don't got to show up until X, Y, and Z. You don't even got to tell the media that you're coming back yet.
But you have to have a decision by this time.
Or no, it's like Tom's telling him you're coming back. You will be playing. But you don't gotta come until week 2, 3, 4 of training camp. You know what I mean? And him and Todd Bowles have a secret agreement. The Gronk will come back next year if we let him push it off a little bit. You know how the NFL is. There's always all these little weird.
There's a little bit of leniency here and there.
Yeah, exactly, for certain players.
Yeah. And you already mentioned training camp and stuff, which brings into the topic that the NFL offseason program has started this month here for some teams.
Nice.
It starts for some teams here early in the month, and towards the end of the month, some other teams. But by the end of this month, all their teams will have their offseason programs starting just for, whoever wants to come in and train in the facilities and, do team activities.
Cool. Awesome. That's really good to hear, because then you got the rookies coming in soon. And you got probably the second-year players that are trying to take advantage of going in right now type of thing here, get as much work in as possible. But it's cool that they have that open already. They're trying to get it all open. It's like football's in the air already, man.
It is. And I think it's it's less than 200 days until football starts.
Yeah.
But we get in there, man. Another news, former Colts running back Marlon Mack is signing with the Texans.
Interesting. The Texans aren't going to do anything, but that's it. I mean, with now the bull, what's his name, from the Colts,
Jonathan Taylor.
With him, being the feature back, it makes sense to see Marlon Mack try to, maybe if he wants to get some more time somewhere else. Because he was the feature back there for a little bit. I remember I used to have him on fantasy. That dude was a beast, so we'll see what he does in Houston.
Now it's a Jonathan Taylor show.
Yep.
Dolphins, we've talked about them making some moves here past couple weeks. They decided to re-sign one of their own. Xavier Howard, cornerback, agreed to a 5-year contract, $50 million.
That's a good signing for them. They didn't want to leave him go. Weren't they dealing with issues with him previously, and they ended up coming with a deal?
Yeah, there's a lot of talks about them trading him possibly.
Yeah,
and now they were able to come to terms with the deal. My guess is maybe he was having issues with Brian Flores as well. Who knows?
Maybe. But at least they got a deal done. It sucks for Mac Jones, but that's okay.
Former 49ers, Jets, Bills, Dolphins, and Colts Pro Bowl running back Frank Gore
God damn.
decided to call it a career, and he signed a one-day deal with the 49ers to retire.
Congratulations, Frank Gore. Like we were saying about Malcolm Jenkins, he had a great career. He wasn't as lucky to get the Super Bowls, but he still had a great career. But is he number 2 all-time on the rushing yards list, I think? Number 2 or 3?
He's number 3. I was going to say he finished his career with the 3rd most rushing yards in NFL history with 16,000.
Ridiculous. So that should tell you everything you need to know. This dude's going to be a Hall of Famer, no doubt. No doubt in my mind.
Yeah, absolutely. He was almost an Eagle at one point. He was one of those ones that committed to a deal and then backed out at the last second and signed with another team.
Damn.
He was almost an Eagle at one point. Cowboys first-round defensive end Taco Charlton is signing with the Saints.
Okay.
More Cowboys deciding to leave.
I love it. I like to hear it. Good news.
Tyrann Mathieu had his first official visit with the team today. He visited with the Saints.
Ooh, Norland's trying to compete. What's going on here?
He's looking to return home, maybe.
That's interesting. Because LSU... Interesting.
Yep.
I feel like that would be a great fit for the Saints. Why not just have him roaming back there and doing what he does? Interesting.
I still hope he goes to Eagles though, man.
Yeah.
Apparently they're interested in him. I'd rather have. I don't know. Apparently they're interested in him in Gilly. So we'll see. Hopefully they bag one of them.
Yeah.
The Falcons signed linebacker Rashawn Evans.
Okay.
Falcons making moves out here. Blake Bortles.
Oh, God. I ain't heard this name in a long time.
Asked for and will receive his release from the Saints.
I didn't even know he was on the Saints.
A lot of people didn't know he was on the Saints.
Where are you gonna go,
I
Blake?
think we might have talked about it when it happened last season, but we haven't heard about it since. I forgot he was on the Saints. But now
Bortles.
he's a free agent, man.
Hey, congratulations. Now you get to choose where you want to be a backup.
Exactly, and that was part of the news as well. He's looking to be probably a second
See, that's what I'm
in
saying.
there somewhere. Free agent QB Colin Kaepernick is holding an exhibition throwing event with some draft eligible players during the halftime of Michigan spring game. That happened here recently. Apparently, NFL club personnel were in attendance.
Interesting.
Apparently, he's been in talks with the Seahawks as well. from what I saw, Colin Kaepernick. And in other news with him as well, he's willing to take a backup role somewhere, he said.
Damn, that's a lot of developments there you just threw at me. I didn't know any of that.
You're like, damn.
So not only is he having a workout, it's like that Vince McMahon thing. Like, not only is he having a workout, NFL personnel was there, okay? And then you're telling me he's having talks with the Seahawks, like, whoa. And then wait, he's willing to take a backup role. Like, this dude's gonna be in the NFL. Holy shit. Like,
it's quite possible, man. I mean, it's been like 6 years, I think, since he's played.
This is the most confident I've been. I mean, like, you just told me the news, so it's not like I have very strong feelings about this, but like, after hearing that, this is the most confident I've been to see potentially him in the league this year. I could absolutely see him getting in the league, especially if he's willing to take a backup role. That's huge.
Yeah, like, I feel like at this point, like, what do you have to lose, man? Yeah. I feel like it's so far past, like, all that, what was going on.
Yeah.
And, I mean, obviously, it's still a huge issue, what he was talking about. Right. But, I mean, as far as, Colin Kaepernick and everything that was involved, it's I feel like it's far past the time. Bring him back.
To the point where the NFL wouldn't even take that much of a hit to the fans that don't want him. It'll be an upward, but it'll be like, yo, shut up.
Especially if it's a backup role.
Exactly.
Like, if he's a backup, like, you may never even see him on the field.
I don't watch the NFL.
Or if you do, I feel like that'd be the perfect way to ease him into the league. So if he does become a starter, or if he starts at some point, it won't won't cause as much of an uproar.
Right.
I feel.
Yeah,
it won't be like a culture shock.
That's a great way to get him back in the league. What is he, like 32, 31,
Yeah, he has to be early 30s.
Like, this dude could play for another 10 years.
Yeah.
Man. Oh,
I'm sure he has it in him, man.
I hope. I'm really excited about that news. I hope he gets in the league. That's awesome.
Yeah. It'd be really cool, especially like if the Seahawks did it.
Yeah.
Like, if the Seahawks committed to him.
That'd be really cool to see. He'll be shitty, it'd probably be shitty on the Seahawks, but it'd be cool to see Colin Kaepernick back in the league.
It would be pretty cool, man. And I have only two more things here left as far as NFL news. Rams signed former Giants punter Riley Dixon after cutting their punter here at the end of the season after the Super Bowl.
Okay, just filling a roster spot up there.
Yeah. And the last thing I have here is actually kind of big news. NFL has big plans to grow internationally and is pushing for flag football to be introduced in the 2028 Summer Olympics in LA.
Interesting.
Yeah. If flag football becomes an Olympic sport, more countries will invest in playing that sport, according to NFL executive Damani Lynch.
Absolutely, especially if it's a Olympic sport every 4 years.
Yeah, and imagine us setting like the best of our best to play flag football. That'd be crazy.
Imagine
you got Pat Mahomes and like Tyreek or like
that's what I'm
Justin
thinking.
Jefferson,
just the fastest players in the world. Like, but this is us getting one step closer to our dream of a world Super Bowl. A world bowl.
We talked about
this before. The world, having a playoffs of the whole world, and then America, having the NFL playoffs. The Super Bowl winner will play the winner of the world, bowl there, and then it's like the Super World Bowl. Like, that shit would be awesome.
Like, we would have the Super Bowl still, but then you would have like I don't know,
the
like
Super
a
Bowl would be
championship.
like the championship games at that point.
That would be awesome. I would love that.
Be awesome for the role of best in the world, for real.
Yeah,
champions of the world.
But that's all the news I have here for the NFL. Before we roll into the NBA news, we gotta talk about our boy Tiger Woods. Nobody expected this dude to even play golf again.
That's
and
why
this dude's
so
gonna be
shocking.
playing at the Masters on Thursday.
I'm gonna put a bet on it. I'm putting money on Tiger Woods to win the Masters. I'm gonna go do it right after we record, okay? I'm not gonna disclose how much, but I'm gonna put a bet on Tiger Woods to win the Masters, and if he does, I'm gonna replay this clip on a future podcast episode, okay? But that's how happy I am that Tiger Woods is coming back. I can't wait. I've been seeing videos pop up the last 2 weeks because there's been speculation that he might play. Just videos of vintage Tiger for the last 2 weeks, and so he's fresh on my mind. I'm glad to hear this news. I can't wait to see it. I cannot wait. I
can't wait either. And I don't know if you saw it. There was a picture from Monday, and he was just out there practicing at the course, and it was waves of people watching him practice. Like on a Monday, like just these waves of people. Just, it looks like they were actually playing the like they were actually doing the Masters, but he was just practicing. That's crazy.
Literally playing, like if me and you went to a golf course to just play around, you know, he just literally played around a golf, and people are followed around like he's Michael Jordan, because he really is at the end of the day, man.
And yeah, like we mentioned, after that crash, nobody expected him to even play again. Yeah, like they didn't think he would be able to come back.
He had to relearn how to walk, you know?
Yeah. It's nuts, man. And now he's going, his first time back is in the Masters. Out of all
it's legends do legendary shit, you know, and this is legendary shit right here. This is par for the course, no pun intended, but par for the course for somebody like Tiger Woods. You know, it's
absolutely,
it's amazing. I can't wait until I see him on the course. You know, whether he does good or not, it's great for the game of golf. It's getting more eyes on it absolutely every time his name's mentioned at all. You know.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about here. We can roll right into our NBA news here. Go right in with the NBA hot and not list you have this week, man.
So the hot list. Okay, we got one team specifically tearing through the league right now, and that's Memphis. Memphis has been outstanding lately. They're on a 7-game winning streak right now, as it is. 9-1 over the last 10. So they're amazing. I know with or without Ja, they're incredible. So that's a real problem for Phoenix in the playoffs, to be honest with you. Memphis is absolutely a problem. Atlanta as well is tearing it up right now. They're trying to make a run here. They're on a 5-game winning streak. They're 7-3 over the last 10. They're looks like 1 game out. Oh no, what?
Yeah, they locked it down. I was going to get to that after you did the hot.
They locked it down.
The East have the play-ins locked right now.
Yep, so they're locked down right now with that. So that's awesome for them. They're locked in.
Yeah.
This winning streak helped them with that there. So
yeah, they may change seeding, but they're locked into a play-in.
Okay. And then you got the number 1 team in the East, Miami, on a 4-game winning streak, 5-game winning streak now.
Yeah.
After
Miami's
as of this recording,
getting hot at the right time.
They're great right now. They're looking, you know, like the finals wasn't a fluke 2 years ago. You know, it looks like this team it did deserve to be there. You know, where meanwhile we'll hop right over to the not list here with the number 1 team on the not list being the Los Angeles Lakers on a 6-game losing streak. Okay. Ridiculous. You're fighting for a play-in tournament and you're on a 6-game losing streak, 2-8 over the last 10. As you could tell, I am not very happy. Okay.
Bron, he hasn't played in like 3 games or something.
It feels like weeks, you know, it feels like he played in weeks. It's just very frustrating. Okay. I'm about to stop talking about them because, like I told you, I'm not talking about teams that are eliminated from the playoffs anymore. So this was the last week that I was even going to put them on the list because they're not even going to deserve to be on the not list next week, okay? Anyway, rant over on the Lakers. Brooklyn is also on this list, and this makes me feel good on the inside, even though I think Brooklyn's a sleeper for the chip, to be honest with you. It's just funny to me to see them on the not list here. They're on a 2-game losing streak. They were 5-5 over the last 10, but they did lock down a play-in game.
It's funny. They started getting terrible right after Andre Drummond did the peace sign. When used that that viral video that went around.
Exactly.
Since that happened, the Nets haven't been the same. Right. It's like the Odell boat picture with the Giants way back in the day. The Giants haven't been the same since.
The record's still terrible since that picture.
Yeah.
And then my next one here is New Orleans, who is on a 1-game losing streak. They are fighting for a playoff play-in spot as well. So 6-4 over the last 10. That's not doing very well for them. They're gonna end up falling out of that if they don't do a little bit better there. And then I have Cleveland on a 1-game losing streak here. Cleveland will be okay. I don't think they're necessarily going to win the chip this year.
I think they're too banged up right now.
But that's the thing. Like they got the play-in game locked up, but like that's all the further. I don't even know if they make it out of the tournament there.
Yeah, I don't think they will. I mean, Jarrett Allen's out.
Yeah,
I think they have another player or 2 out. Since he went out, they haven't been the same either. They've been kind of falling apart here.
Right.
Because they were kind of hovering around like the 4th, 3rd seed maybe 5th. Like they were kind of hovering around that area, but now they've just been dropping.
You know, they're still what 6 games over 500 there, so it's a successful season for them. But
oh yeah, for sure, they overachieved this season.
They definitely overachieved. But then my last team on the list, I'm sorry, unfortunately, is Chicago, who is on a 2-game
they haven't been
streak.
playing good at all lately, man. They've been playing terrible ball.
They're much better than my Lakers. They got a playoff spot locked up, but I had to put them on here. They're 4-6 over the last 10.
I understand, man.
But that's the hot knot this week there.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, sticking on NBA, ladies and gentlemen, this is the last week of the NBA regular season.
Last week of the year.
We rolling right into the play-in tournaments here going forward, and I can't be more excited about the playoffs.
I love playoff basketball, man. It's like one of the best times of the year.
Especially because my team's actually taking part in it for the first time in a while, in a couple years now. So that's even more exciting. You know, I'm excited for it, right? You know, just in general, but that makes it a little bit more exciting.
That definitely makes it more exciting, man. I wish the Bulls the best of luck. The Bulls and the Nets, because of you and Alex. So like, I want to see both of them teams go far in the playoffs. I don't really got a West team, you know, and maybe I'll pick Memphis with the Lakers being out. But
I like the Suns. Like if the Bulls go out, I'll root for them Suns to get a chip.
I just got bad taste in my mouth for the Suns because of it's 2 years old now, but all that Jamison Crowder shit, like that was just last year with the Jamison Crowder
last year.
And all. I don't want the Suns to win.
I understand.
I don't want them to win. I'd rather see Ja Morant take it.
But last week we did our playoff predictions, like who we maybe thought would go to the finals and what the playoff picture was looking like. If you haven't seen that, definitely go back and watch that video. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
But now, at least for the East and one team in the West here, pretty much the playoff teams have been decided.
Yep.
As of right now, Miami, Boston, Milwaukee, and Philly got those first 4 seeds locked up. They're in. Toronto and Chicago are gonna. Depending on how they finish the season, they could be swapping that 5 and 6, but they're locked in for either the 5 or 6 here.
Right.
And then you got Cleveland, Brooklyn, Atlanta, and Charlotte in the play-in officially. So they're just going to be swapping seeds within the play-in.
Right.
But yeah, they're locked into the play-in as of right now. And in the West, you got the Clippers as the only locked-in play-in team as of right now. So they're definitely playing a play-in game.
Yeah, apparently we still got a chance. I don't believe it, but you know, we're the only team that's not in the play-in that is not eliminated from the playoffs. All the rest of the teams that aren't in the play-in are eliminated from the playoffs. And we're on a 6-game losing streak. Like the Lakers have done nothing to deserve to be in the playoffs. Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Hey, but you might be able to make the play-in.
At this point, they don't deserve it, dude. They don't deserve it. Whatsoever. They don't deserve to be there just because LeBron's playing one of his, great basketball at age 37. Yeah. Like
he needs to heal that ankle at this point.
Yeah.
Let it go. Like what he was saying, like see you next fall. Maybe it was true.
That's why I believed it so much, man. Because he's already missing games and everything. Like, why would he do that?
Yeah. But you in the West, I mean, the Clippers do have that play-in locked. The 5 and 6 aren't locked as of yet. Denver and Utah haven't clinched. But Phoenix, Memphis, Golden State, and Dallas, they've all clinched through those first 4 seeds there.
Yep.
So congrats to them. And like you said, the Lakers are the only team that aren't in the play-in that are still alive, that haven't been eliminated as of yet.
Yep.
So, and that could be over by the time this comes out if you guys lose to the Suns tonight.
Yep.
So.
Exactly.
And I still don't know if the Suns are sitting their stars or not, or if they're playing them still in these last couple
games.
Probably
play them at least tonight against the Lakers.
And I know LeBron's not playing.
Yeah,
so.
They're gonna destroy us tonight, man. Oh my god,
it's not looking good.
Oh my god.
But in other NBA news, we have to get here. Lawrence Fishburne's going to be playing Doc Rivers in a Clippers miniseries about the Sterling affairs. Donald Sterling.
Interesting. That's going to be playing Doc Rivers. I would actually watch that. Like I'm not too interested in the Lakers documentary because all I've heard is from the people that inside the Lakers organization is that it's just No, we want nothing to do. It doesn't display Dr. Bus. Like, it's like apparently very, very TV. It's like not as documentary as I would like it to be. So that's why I was like, I'm kind of turned off by that, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'll probably watch it eventually.
Talking about the one on HBO.
Yeah.
Yeah. Aren't they making an actual Lakers like kind of a?
I thought so.
Like a Last Dance one too, like kind of like a Last Dance with the Lakers. I know they're doing one with Magic.
That's what I thought, and then this came out, and I was like, "This isn't what I thought it was going to be."
Yeah.
So hopefully we still get that.
Because the way, like, I've only seen trailers of it. It looks like it's just kind of marketing like the behind the scenes, like sex parties and crazy stuff that was going on in the 70s during, like when Kareem was there or like Magic was there.
Because it's John C. Reilly that plays Dr. Bus, and apparently there's a scene where he's like flipping out on a golf course and he breaks a club and like he's doing all that because he wanted to get a trader. Like, and there's people that were like, he never acted like that, man. Like, it's just so it seems like a show that's just like way over the top. I would probably like it because it's all about the Lakers, but it's not very factual. Apparently, that's more or less what I was saying there.
And that would throw me off too. About it.
I'll watch it eventually.
But staying with Doc Rivers, apparently he's been mentioned as a candidate for the Lakers and Jazz head coaching position next year.
No, I heard this. I would love to have Doc Rivers come over and try to.
It's interesting because like he's had some success with the Sixers. It's not like they're a bad team. They're in the top 4 seeds here.
Yeah, but LA is that market, man. LA is
true.
La La Town, La La Land,
La La Land.
And he was already there on the Clippers. Maybe he did want to coach the Lakers, but he can only coach the Clippers. Possible. So he's probably got his family's got roots there. Hey,
now's his chance.
Frank Vogel, that's part of my bias, but we'll get to that.
Oh, I figured you would talk. I figured you'd talk about the Lakers a little bit more in your bias bubble.
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to talk about a player here we've talked about a lot this season for not playing at all.
Oh God.
Ben Simmons has been ruled out for the rest of the regular season and the play-in tournament. Who knows about after the play-in tournament if they haven't said anything about that.
Really sat out a whole year. He really pulled a Le'Veon Bell.
Straight up.
That's crazy.
And not only that, apparently he filed a grievance to challenge the nearly $20 million in salary withheld by him by the Sixers.
I saw that as well. That's very interesting. We'll see if that ends up working out for him, but
we'll see. We'll see.
Ben Simmons, man.
I know, right? This dude. The Cavs clinched their first winning season without LeBron since 1998.
Yeah, I saw that. That was very interesting. LeBron. We were talking about this last week about how LeBron's gonna end up coming over to Cleveland now. He's like, oh, okay, you guys building something over here. Like,
they're a nice team without him. You put LeBron on there, that's a nice team, man.
That's what I mean.
Come back to the East. Speaking of the East, Charlotte Hornets, Gordon Hayward is back in the lineup.
Hey, nice. That's
just
good to
in time for these playoffs.
Awesome. Gordon Hayward he's awesome. He's a good player. He's getting a little older as well, but I've always liked Gordon Hayward. Even back, what was it, Butler? I think he played for in college because he was part of that like big game where Butler made it to the chip and all. They just missed, but I think great player. I might be wrong about that. But
the Warriors say that Steph Curry is progressing well in recovery from a sprained ligament in the left foot, and he's going to miss the remaining 5 games of the regular season. He's going to be reevaluated on April 11th.
Okay, so he'll probably be back for the playoffs at least.
It's quite possible.
Yeah, they need him.
And we got some news about who's going to be inducted as first ballots into the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame. And we got Manu Ginobili and George Karl, the 6th winningest head coach ever.
Nice. Awesome. And we've spoke about this before as well. I like how we're at an age now where we're starting to see our childhood NBA players and coaches getting to the Hall of Fame. So it's awesome to see every year. You got Tim Duncan getting in a couple years ago, Kobe getting in last year. It's awesome. I love it.
Manu now.
Manu.
Is Tony Parker in?
I don't know.
Maybe he's not eligible yet or something.
Yeah, I'm not sure, to be honest with you.
Yeah, maybe that'll be like next year or something.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, the Indiana Pacers are certainly open to dealing Malcolm Brogdon this offseason.
Yeah. Why not?
That's a big piece to let go.
They can get a lot of they can get a lot of assets for him though.
Yeah. And the last bit of news I have here is just kind of stats. Kevin Durant the other night dropped 55 points on 28 field goal attempts, and Kyrie Irving attempted 32 field goals. It's the first time 50-point scorer did not attempt the most field goals on his team since 2012, when Durant dropped 51 points on 28 field goals and Russell Westbrook had 29. The same two players. Oh, no, not the same two players, but Russell Westbrook did it at 29. But it was almost the same exact stat.
That's so weird. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense because, Kyrie chucking them even, whatever he wants to, but that's
kind of a bonus crazy sports stat.
Yeah, there's a bonus one for you.
But I thought that was awesome.
That is awesome.
And the only last thing I have here is Kings have now gone 16 straight seasons without a postseason appearance. It's the longest streak in NBA history.
My son has never seen the Sacramento Kings in the NBA playoffs, and he's been on this earth for 10 years.
Unless he played 2K.
Unless he played
didn't
2K.
Happen. Unless he played 2K, it didn't happen.
Oh, God.
But that's the last bit of news I have here, man. We can go right into our bias bubbles here for the week.
Gotcha. So, like I was saying, I'm pretty mad about my Lakers by this point, okay?
Frank Vogel, gone.
Frank Vogel, you're gone. That's the first thing on my list here. No, I don't want to hear nothing. Like, I don't even want to hear why you messed up so bad.
No excuses, you gone.
Because I don't want to hear any of it. Just, there's the door. I'll see you later. You're just keeping the seat warm for Doc Rivers or, somebody else right now. For anybody else, please.
Yeah.
You're gone. I'm tired of it, okay? Just wanted to say that. Apparently, Magic Johnson, you know how he is. He's always talking shit on the Lakers.
He is.
He got some shit to say about LeBron. He said that LeBron's the reason that we didn't get DeMar DeRozan. And I'm like, damn, because he didn't think it was going to be a fit for what we were trying to do. And I'm just like, damn, what if he's right? I would love to have DeMar DeRozan right now.
I did see something about DeRozan thought that he just thought it would fall apart. He saw the team and he's like, nah.
He's like, this ain't gonna work. I'm going to Chicago. Look, he was right. He was right.
But imagine though, I feel like would you guys, do you think you would have had Westbrook still? No, it would have been just DeRozan instead.
I think we don't have DeRozan because they wanted Westbrook.
Oh,
that's the reason.
I think if you would have scooped DeRozan instead of Westbrook, you would be in the playoffs.
Yeah, we'd be at least a 6 seed, 7 seed. We wouldn't be.
Yeah, you wouldn't be in the play-in. You'd be in the playoffs.
Anthony Davis still would have got hurt, but
yeah, but that would have took a lot of pressure off of LeBron,
right?
Too,
right.
Especially the way that DeMar's been playing this season.
Exactly, man. Dropping 50 burgers. I wish we would have DeMar. And then my last thing here. Speaking of Anthony Davis, apparently he's tired of being labeled as injury prone. This is the latest news out of that.
Yeah, I saw this quote.
I love you, Anthony Davis. I would love to not call you injury prone if you weren't injury prone.
I want to defend you, man.
I want to defend you, but you are. When's the last time you played 82 games? I don't know if he's ever played 82 games. And I know we live in the day and age of load management, so who does play 82 games realistically? I don't know. I don't know how common it is.
There's only 2 players in the league. I saw this. I should have saved it. There's only 2 players in the league right now that have played the full 82 game, full season so far. That haven't missed a game.
More foreign nowadays to play a full season, but even 60 games. When's the last time you played 60 games in the NBA? So
yeah,
maybe 2020 when we won the chip, but even that year you're getting hurt, man. So I hope he rebounds and plays great in the future. It's just I'm not expecting him to not get hurt at this point. It's just inevitable. Yeah. That's how I feel about
I don't want him in Chicago.
He's gonna
push
hurt
him on us
eventually.
You guys could keep him.
But as far as my Patriots, okay, let's go to some more positive news here, okay? I'm very happy because everybody is 0-0 right now. Everybody's even. I'm very happy in New England. We just got Devontae Parker, okay?
Yeah.
Very happy about that. Devontae Parker
that was a great pickup.
In a trade. Now Mac Jones has Kendrick, what's his name? What's his name? Bourne? He used to be on San Fran. He was with us for a whole year. I don't remember his name. Jacoby Myers. Man, I think the wide receivers are looking great. They're not phenomenal, but it's going to be a great wide receiver room there. Got some nice deep threat with Devontae.
Apparently, he wanted to go to Patriots too. Yeah. Apparently, there were other teams that were interested in him. I saw the Cowboys were looking to get him, and he's like, "No, I won't go to Patriots."
He wants to work with Bill. That's why he wants to go get yelled at by Bill every day. Apparently, N'Keal Harry is likely to be traded to Arizona. I saw that in the news. I didn't see any reports on like what it's for or anything, but apparently that's where he's going to be shipped off to, is Arizona. So N'Keal, peace. Finally.
Yeah, we thought he was getting traded before the season last year.
This has been a thing since almost like when we started the pod talking about N'Keal. Yeah. I'm personally very worried about the offense. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, because now Bill Belichick come out and say they like to ask him questions about offensive coordinator, who's going to be calling plays, and he's like,
he is.
I don't really like to give out labels or whatever he said. So apparently we don't have coordinators this year. Like I remember we were talking about this.
Bill is the offense and defensive coordinator this year.
I heard that Patricia and our other dude we just got are going to be calling. They're both defensive and a special teams coach. They're going to be calling the offense, and I'm very worried for Mac Jones.
Yeah, Patricia didn't work well in the Lions in Detroit.
Oh God,
I'm surprised Bill doesn't have his son doing stuff.
He's more defensive minded, I think. So he's
like have him be like the D coordinator or something.
Yeah. Who knows? I think he's the defensive play caller.
Okay.
So we'll see. But in other news, my last thing I have here is Mac Jones and other Patriots wide receivers were working out. They were holding a private workout in Florida, and I thought that was awesome. Like, they're all meeting up, just, getting some work in, building some rapport,
Yeah. That's awesome, man.
That's all I got.
Going into my news here. Pull that up. I accidentally clicked off of it here. Chicago Bulls have finally clinched their playoff series for the first time since 2016-17 season. Nice. We already mentioned that here earlier. Back in the playoffs where we should be. Bad news, Lonzo is expected to be shut down the rest of the season.
Yeah,
we've talked about this in previous weeks. I kind of expected this. They gave him an extra 10 days before he was supposed to come. He was supposed to come back a couple weeks ago. But they gave him some extra time, and apparently he's still feeling some discomfort. So they're shutting him down the rest of the season.
Might as well keep him healthy for next year. Give him as much
time
to recovery.
Like Anthony Davis can't stay healthy, it seems. He hasn't played a full season, so I'm a little worried about Lonzo.
He's young, though, so hopefully, we can get him some full seasons here going forward. But like we were just talking about, who knows if that's even going to be a norm going forward? Who's going to play a full season? It's going to be weird to play a full season going forward.
And once the season concludes, DeMar DeRozan will statistically have the best individual season by a Bulls player since Michael Jordan.
Okay, nice.
So that says a lot, even with Jimmy being here, having great seasons. D Rose, the MVP season and such. It's pretty crazy.
That's crazy, man.
Right? And not only that, he also joined MJ, Jimmy Butler, Jamal Crawford, Zach LaVine, Chet Walker as the only players in Bulls history to have a 50-point game.
Okay.
The other night. So
DeMar out there balling, man. Like I said,
1 year he's making a mark on Bulls franchise history here. But that's all the Bulls news I have here going in the playoffs. As far as Eagles stuff, I kind of mentioned it earlier. Apparently the Eagles, Chiefs, and Bills are in the running for Stephon Gilmore as of right now.
Okay, I could see. I hope he goes to the Chiefs or the Eagles, not the Bills. Please don't go to the Bills.
Yeah, I can understand that.
He used to terrorize the Bills already.
Yeah, I mean, I could see him going to one of those teams over the Eagles. But, man, I feel like our defense would be so fucking good with Stephon Gilmore opposite of Darius Slay, who's been having great seasons with us. Like, that would be instantly
That would be a great pickup for you, man.
Exactly. We also made a trade here. It's kind of complicated. Eagles sent picks number 16, 19, and 194 in the 6th round to the Saints in exchange for the number 18, 101 in the 3rd round, and the 237th in the 7th round, and also a 1st rounder in 2023.
That's so
much. All in all, yeah. So
it's
pretty
so
much Eagles, they don't have 3 first rounds this year anymore. We only have 2. But we gain an extra one next year. So we have 2 first rounders this year, 2 first rounders next year, and we also got a couple other picks as well.
Yeah.
This is pretty smart because it's kind of an insurance policy in case they're not impressed with Jalen Hurts after this year. They can either make a trade up to draft somebody. Apparently the QBs look better out of next year's draft class. Maybe get one of those. Maybe trade for a QB if someone, another star is unhappy after this season. Who knows? But they'll have options if they're happy with Hurts. That's even more stuff to build around the team with.
Exactly.
So I mean, it's just smart decisions as of right now.
I think it was a great trade for you.
Exactly. I'm totally fine with that. So here's hoping we actually have a decent draft this season, and hopefully Hurts does well this year, and use those picks next year to kind of build a contender. Yeah. And I have two other things here. Now, I've seen this a couple places, so I'm assuming it's true. This was from a couple verified sources. Jalen Hurts is out here practicing with Eagles players, receivers, kind of like how Mac Jones is.
Yeah.
But apparently, he's been working one-on-one with Tom Brady.
What?
Yeah.
That's
apparently,
awesome.
Jalen Hurts has been in Southern California with Tom Brady, working one-on-one with him. And not just throwing, but he's actually Tom Brady's kind of working with him on his game and development a little bit.
Kind of showing him how to be the GOAT. He's like, this is what I do. Like that's so awesome, man. If anybody want a job shout out, it's Tom Brady.
And during the season, we also got the news that he's been texting and getting tips from Peyton Manning as well.
Yeah.
So Jalen Hurts has Peyton Manning in his ear and Tom Brady kind of teaching him the ropes.
That's perfect.
So I'm hoping
man.
He takes that next step this year. And so, I mean, we overachieved. He took the team to the playoffs. Obviously, he still has a lot of room to grow.
Yeah.
But I think, him going out here and putting the extra work in and making time,
he's
to
listening to the right people too.
Exactly. He's taking the right approach and
emulate the great.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, after seeing him do all this, if it doesn't pan out, then you can say, all right, we can move on now. Yeah. I mean, it might not get better than this. Obviously, he's putting the work in.
He's putting in a lot more work than Carson Wentz was putting in. That's what it
certainly seems like it. It certainly seems like it.
Doing a lot more networking too.
I like Jalen because he's just he stays quiet, and it just seems like he's just putting in the work. Nothing but work.
He's focused on football.
He's focused on just getting better every day. So I mean, I'm excited, man. I'm excited to see what he does this year, and if it's not great, then I'm fine with them moving on. I'm a fan of the team, so you gotta root for whoever's QB.
Exactly. Roll with Mac Jones, baby.
But we can roll. I'll give you kind of a bonus. We already gave you kind of a bonus before, but here's another bonus crazy sports stat. Fact of the podcast.
Oh.
Just because it's my boy, Malcolm Jenkins. This one's about Malcolm Jenkins.
What we got?
He is the only player in NFL history to defeat both Tom Brady and Peyton Manning in a Super Bowl.
Whoa. That's a huge stat. That's a huge stat. The only player in NFL history to beat Peyton Manning and Tom Brady in a Super Bowl? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Even though he
was on the Saints team where they beat the Colts.
Yep.
The Peyton Manning-led Colts, and of course the Philadelphia Eagles where they beat the Patriots.
Oh my God, you just blew my mind with that. There's one human being on this planet that could say that. That's crazy, and it's Malcolm Jenkins. That's amazing, man. I'm so glad you told me that. I had no idea.
Yeah,
I mean, it makes sense if you think about it for 2 seconds, but that's not something I think about. Him playing both of them. That's insane, man.
Yeah, so I definitely, for him retiring, wanted to kind of give you that crazy sports stat fact. Just to honor Malcolm Jenkins. He had a great career. Now going into the real crazy sports stat fact of the podcast. We talked about, one of the hottest teams in the NBA, the Grizzlies.
The Grizzlies
have won more games without Ja Morant this season than the Cavs did without LeBron in 11 seasons combined.
Whoa, hold up. We're talking about this 2022 season here. The Grizzlies have won more without Ja Morant than the Cavs did that entire 11 year.
Well, in the 11 seasons that LeBron was with the Cavs, whenever he wasn't playing,
right?
Yeah. The Memphis without Ja are 20-2.
You gotta call LeBron the GOAT, man. He's the greatest of all time.
Cleveland without LeBron was 14-39.
Fuck, that is ridiculous.
Memphis was 20-2 without Ja. So wait until Ja comes back here for these playoffs and everything. They gonna be dangerous.
Yeah, they're gonna be even more dangerous than they are right now, and that's what I'm saying as to why they were my number one team on my hot list this week. Is Memphis is on fire, man. That's a dangerous team going forward. I did not realize. I mean, I saw the 20-2, but I didn't realize the significance of that. So
Suns have been getting
crazy.
beat by some shady teams here too as of recently. It's been kind of like, what's going on with these Suns?
Maybe the Lakers beat them tonight. I hope. Let's see.
maybe. But that's the show for this week. Next week, I'm sure we'll be talking about, the seeds will be locked in. We'll be talking about the play-in tournament that's going to be happening next week, going into the actual playoffs for the NBA. Yeah. A lot to talk about next week regarding that.
By next week.
Yeah, so it'll be a lot of playoff talk. I'm sure there's going to be a lot more NBA, maybe cap casualties, some free agent signings, maybe some trades. Who knows? Leading up to the draft, anything could happen.
Yeah, realistically, literally anything at this point because everything's open.
Yeah, so we'll be talking about that as well. Make sure we are planning on doing a draft, at least a live stream of the first round for the draft. So stay tuned for that. We are planning on doing that. So be on the lookout for that coming up to draft time. And make sure to like and subscribe as always. Make sure to check out all the content across the channel. Tons of stuff for everybody, no matter what you're into. Make sure to follow us at Squad Pod Sports on Twitter. And we'll see everybody next week.
Peace.